certain forces have moved forward incentives and projects that has weakened a healthy masculine spirit, male spirit. And so I wanted to reflect on that a little bit. Give you examples, guys, from today's world and some decades before. So the first one that immediately came to my mind was Soviet Union or socialism, extreme left. And in that system, where my parents and grandparents lived, basically the state was responsible for providing a job, a house, maybe even a car. So that created a lot of people, a lot of individuals, and also generations where they completely relied on external authority. The government or the country will take care of it. I don't need to think about it. And which atrophied a lot of people, a lot of men. Like, it destroyed the incentive for being an entrepreneur, a businessman, because that was banned, forbidden, not allowed in the Soviet Union. And people were heavily dependent on the supply coming from state. It was like people were generating it, and then state took it from them, and then it redistributed. That was very, very harmful for many, many men. Because, like, if everything is provided, like, for a lot of men, like, you have no incentive to, like, strive for more, for better. And that also coupled with another, like, harmful force, which was alcoholism, also very prevalent in the Soviet Union, was cultivated as part of the labor holidays or whatever, to celebrate. We harvested this amount of grain, let's drink vodka. And a lot of men lost themselves in alcohol. It was another option. And I spoke with one man. I also spoke with my parents. Like, they really liked the fact that everything was provided for. And when the Soviet Union collapsed, well, only a few people were really prepared for the transition to capitalism. A lot of people still struggle to this day. Because there is still this old employee mindset. Employee who is employed by who? The state. And a lot of people still struggle with it. They can't think for themselves. They can't generate and create projects, add value to other people's lives, and be the employer. And for certain political forces, like, this is really beneficial. This is the best. More control to them. So that's one example, or coupled with alcohol. Alcohol could be the second example. Let's look at another example. Like if we look at the today's situation, what's happening in the world, one of the biggest challenges currently that the West is experiencing is migration. Yeah, especially illegal migration, or people coming from completely different cultural background that is not compatible with the West. The West are way too hyper or over, how to say, welcoming or like incentivizing these men to come. And I'm talking about predominantly men who are in their physical prime, peak years, healthy, able to work, at least physically, but they're not working. Like they are taken care of by the governments, just paying them benefits many months, sometimes even years. And that kills their motivation to do anything. It's like, why the fuck should I look for work if they pay me enough? That degrades them. That destroys their healthy masculine spirit. It's like they have this all time available at their disposal, and they get bored, and then they walk around. And then we also hear reports of crime, vandalism, theft, and even harder ones. I'm not saying that all of them 100% are doing that, but there is a big percentage of that does that. Yeah. Why does this happen? Because men, they desperately need to do something in their lives. They need to have a purpose. Like if there is huge masses of men, purposeless, just roaming around, not sure what to do, doing some bullshit, like guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna create chaos. There's gonna be social clash. There's gonna be problems, restlessness, unrest. Yeah. So yeah, this is another way how collective masculine spirit has been attacked, by incentivizing these childish / parasitical type of behaviors, enabling them, allowing them, promoting them. It's like, this is good. Please, come, do this. It's very harmful. Yeah. And there is many other like ways how on an individual level, like we men can harm our masculine spirit. Another way is porn. Yeah. Any other like addictions. I will give you one more example before I let you go. Have you heard? Now this was already circulating around the internet years ago, when there was talk about, I think it was in the context of World Economic Forum or some other people who are really in favor of like centralizing, unifying, globalizing the world. And the idea was that, yeah, like in the future, also due to the technological advancements, like probably there won't be enough job for everybody. And so that means that state or the centralized government will pay to these people like a salary just to stay home, like have enough money to buy food, to pay for the utilities. You're good. You don't need to work, but you're not homeless, you're not starving, you're not dying. To some people, like, this may sound like a paradise, but actually, like, it is again harmful to the rebellious and independent spirit of man. Yeah, I think also Elon Musk said it a couple of years ago in the context of AI or modern robotics. He said something like that yeah, we're moving towards that system where, like, more and more people won't need to work anymore, where there will be some kind of like monthly salary. Sit at your home, spend it, and that's it. It's like hyper consumer cult, huh? Just spend, consume, but don't create, don't contribute. It's a very parasitical system. If you just spend, if you don't generate, someone else, something else is generating only things for you. And in this way, like, when people are way too heavily reliant or dependent on the hand that feeds them, they get controlled completely, and that atrophies also these people, their creativity, their drive, their motivation. The lack of fulfillment is still there because they're just sitting on their asses doing nothing. Yeah, I predict that if this is going to happen, like, there's going to be more mental health and emotional, like, and psychological problems, because deep down people will know that, like, and this is not my purpose, this is not the life I want to live. Being not useful, it's like, what the fuck is this? I'm talking about people who are tapped into their healthy core of themselves, their hearts, their soul. They know that they came here to do much more than just sit on the couch, watch TV all day, and that's it. Spend government's money, if you can even call it that. Yeah, these agendas. I think it's after 2030 or something, and a lot of people use the word conspiracy to, like, shut it down. Like, no, it's not happening, even though it's happening. Yeah, like this is like epic gaslighting happening, like, just like we've experienced for the last couple of years, what's been happening around the world. Like, the thing is happening before our eyes, but, like, then the media narrative says, no, it's not that. Okay. Yeah, gaslighting. We men came here to move mountains, not sit on our asses all day. Yeah. This is important because the bigger the collective male or masculine mass is created that is, like, very passive, dependent on the system and not independent or self-reliant, that will be a bigger risk for complete power grab and takeover, complete control, complete totalitarian control. We already saw glimpses of that 2019 and even before that. We men have two options, two choices. Yeah. The easy choice, hard life, will probably dictate you to go with the flow and stay as much as possible reliant and dependent on what the system is providing for you, and less self-reliant and independent. The easiest way to conquer is when people are separated, scared, isolated, fighting for themselves, each for themselves, service to self, completely selfish, not thinking about the others, not including others as the big picture, totality of life. Yeah, that's easier. But remember, you are not alone. There are many, many men just like you in the world. So go. Build a tribe. Join a group. Brotherhood. Like-minded people. The world needs that as a counterbalance to what is happening right now. Self-governance is important. It used to be a big deal in the past, taking initiative, taking matters to your own hand, doing what you can to impact things in a good way. We live in epidemic of passivity, male passiveness. I know, because I was also part of that shit. And it destroyed relationships, it destroyed lives, created very unhealthy, toxic dynamics between the people because of this, as a result, as a byproduct. How long can we tolerate this? There are men who have already given up, taken their life. The question is, are you a man who has already given up too? If not, you know what to do.